Now, the Danish FA says the teammates of the footballer Christian Eriksen are receiving crisis assistance after they saw him suffer a heart attack during a match at Euro 2020. The team coach said the whole squad has been affected by what happened, as you can imagine. Joining us now is Kevin George. He's a former professional footballer and mental health expert at the organisation Psychology. Hello to you.
Hiya.
Hi, good morning. What sort of impact would what happened to Christian Eriksen have on the team?
It can go both ways. It could go to a stage where players become aware of their mortality and start playing the game a bit on edge moving forward. But it could also bring the team closer together. When you go through a shared tragedy, sometimes people will use that experience to stick together more. So I mean, we won't know until one, obviously seeing their performances, or two, just pick the people in the camp will know.
And between now and the end of the tournament, what sort of support will the players be needing? Because of course they're not robots, are they? They'll need support throughout.
Yeah, I think they could do with group check-ins and one-to-one check-ins. And I think that should be mandatory. That doesn't mean, somebody saying, all right, you have to speak about it. But it could just be a space whereby it's just relaxed conversation. But it gives them that space to talk. Because, I know this summer will be 21 years ago when one of my teammates died. And, we didn't really get anything. And to look in now, 21 years later, I've seen how it's affected the group to this day. So, yeah, I think players are conditioned to suppress their emotions. So providing that space for them, when they're ready, they'll use it if they need to use it. And prime example, I know the whole country knows about Fabrice Muamba, but even he said when he saw Christian Eriksen go down, it brought back feelings that he pressed down. So it lets you know. I think human beings in this day and age, we suppress as a strategy anyway, but footballers don't have time to explore their emotions, or should I say they're not given time. So, I think it'd be important to have this.
Do you think it was the right thing to do for them to go back onto the pitch and play the same night?
It's a toughie because it depends on the group. I don't think so, to be honest. I know that Christian Eriksen said to them to play. They went and played. I don't know what the players think. I know the club doctor said, in hindsight, he wished they didn't play. I think moving forward, as a general rule, I don't think people should play. I think they should at least have 24 hours, at least.
Is it a sort of, I suppose it's a rock and a hard place, and it's about the characters involved, isn't it? Because some people need to get back on the horse. They need to be able to focus on their football, whereas others need to realise the trauma and the shock that they have seen and be able to process that, I'm guessing.
Yes, exactly. I think and looking at the team and the family, I think it's going to be very heavy. And I'm hoping that, the team will be given the space to do that. And eventually it should calm down, luckily, because he's still with us. I think it's important that they have that space throughout the tournament, and the country's medical team communicates with the clubs to support the players during season if they need it, but also to provide support to the family and also provide support to Eriksen moving forward, because he seems quite chirpy, just me reading the quotes that are out there. But depending on the medical advice he will get moving forward, his whole life could change around if he's told, for example, he can't play anymore. So it's important that they monitor this situation intricately.
OK, just before I let you go, sterling effort by the England team yesterday, if you'll forgive the pun.
I like it. I'm a dad jokes fan, and that falls into my remit. Great performance. I think Gareth Southgate, he was not seen as a really big name in terms of football management, but I think the squad selection and how he approached that game was unbelievable. I think England, for me, showed that they were a great team. In the past, we've had great players. People talk about the golden generation, but that was a great team effort. And even the fact that we can have one of our main players, Harry Kane, not play to his standard, but we still played really good, shows the good. I don't want to get too excited, but it shows the level where we're at the moment.
Okay. Let's hope, given Southgate's in charge, we don't have to go down to penalties at any stage, Kevin. It's good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Thanks a lot. Coming up in the